Inaugural day has come and gone, folks. There is a new administration in town at InsurMark. Welcome to this week's episode of the Advisor Mentorship Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Jhouser, and with a new administration running the show here at InsurMark, I wanted to bring on the new president of InsurMark, Mr. Jeff Maxey. How are we doing today, Jeff?
I am doing great, Jeremy. How are you? And thanks for having me on the AMP podcast. This is pretty fun.
Absolutely. No, doing good here. Looking forward to the future here. I know several of the audience members that listen to the show have been listening for the last 45 episodes. So for those that don't know who Jeff Maxey is, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about who is Jeff?
Well, I will do that, Jeremy. But hey, thanks for having me. Got my little podcast microphone here. Got to look good. You've led the charge on a lot of this, so I do consider it an honor to be here with you. So thank you for having me. So who is Jeff Maxey? Easy. Let me give you the easier stuff first. Personal stuff. I am the adopted son of Frank and Naomi Maxey, who adopted me from the El Paso County Welfare Department in the early 70s. And totally changed the direction and the trajectory, if I can say that out properly, the trajectory of my life, for which I'm deeply honored and grateful to carry their name. That completely changed my course. No telling where it would have been, but so being adopted into that family, loved. There were 3 actual biological children that are still part of the family. I feel every bit a part of that family as any of the biological ones, if not more so. So I didn't know any different, and that's a key start when we get on later talking about culture and my feelings towards adoption. But since then, I'm proud to be the husband to Natalie, 25 years, the dad to Camden, who will be going into her senior year of high school. We're doing college visits already, so it's amazing how fast that time has gone. And to Grayson, who is 10, who aspires to be the next Tom Brady. So that's a little on me. A follower of Christ, which also means that I'm a fellow struggler in this life, recognizing all my faults and imperfections. Thirdly, I love people. The longer that I live, the more important I find it to be kind and lovers of people, all kinds of people. Recently, just a quick story, I was overseas, and I think the older, probably 10, 15 years ago, Jeff would have acted differently, but we were in a restaurant. I didn't understand the language that these people were talking, and they had a rough go with their young child, and it was a kind of a quiet restaurant. And then they motioned to me, and they were talking to me. I didn't understand what they were saying, but I could tell the body language was, hey, we're sorry about our little one. Well, having had little ones myself, I know in English, I said, hey, it's all okay. It's fine. Body language was there. But, I really had some great empathy for the struggle they were having. And I think I really acknowledged that, I just love all kinds of people. Maybe that's coming with age or experience. I try to be grateful. Maybe that's also coming of age, but nobody gets to a certain title or positions alone. There are many, many people that have poured into Jeff Maxey. So I told you about my parents and family. As a teenager, I went to leadership classes, and there were a ton of people that poured into me. We went into leadership competitions, speaking competitions, and I use all of that even today. And I think of those people that poured into me, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to Steve and Becky Kearns, who took a chance on some, as Steve said recently, a young, wet behind the ears 26-year-old. I've had a career path. We can talk about that, but you don't get there alone. I think of the people at InsurMark that in 2 phases that are not here anymore. We still stand on their shoulders. I've acknowledged a few of them in different speeches, and we are who we are today because of their contributions. And I would be way wrong if I didn't mention those that have gone before. And then to the current team here, if ever given the opportunity, I used to say, if I ever given the opportunity, I'm going to do these things. And I try to learn from the past. But then you also see through leaders that you think, hey, if I'm ever a leader in a position, I'm not going to do certain things. So it's, you learn what you want to do and what you would not do as well. As leaders, we live in glass houses. I tell people, You want to find faults. It's easy to see in a leader that lives in a glass house. So who am I? I'm a proudly adopted son, very grateful, follower of Christ. I want to love people. I acknowledge those that helped get you here, including the past employees, but also the current. And we'll talk about this, Jeremy. You're part of the senior leadership team. And well, I'll talk about it here in a little bit about some core philosophies of leadership. So to those existing employees, we got a great run ahead of us. We're developing a great team, and I really look forward to the future. So that's a little bit, or maybe a lot, maybe more than you wanted to know. I don't know, but that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, and that's a great opening for who you are, who our organization is, and where it's going as well too. For those that may not already know, and I didn't know that about Natalie and you. I didn't know y'all are already on your 25th year anniversary.
This December.
We just a couple months ago, we celebrated your actual 25 year, or maybe that was a year ago. Time flies.
26.
So,
25 a year ago. You're right. Time does fly.
Yeah. So you just celebrated 26 years here at InsurMark. So one of the questions I was wondering, because just keeping it simple and you can go with it as you want. But when someone like Jeff Maxey thinks of InsurMark being here for 26 years, so what comes to mind?
A lot. Great memories. It makes you realize just how blessed you are. And I am most blessed. And it makes me think, to whom much is given, much is required. And so the initial thing that I think of after that is the people. I think of the people at InsurMark. Past employees, I kind of mentioned that a minute ago about standing on their shoulders, and then current employees. We are who we are today because of people. The people of InsurMark that I believe, and I know because I'm on the inside, have a genuine desire to serve our customer, which is the financial advisors in the United States. I know it's about the people. That is our greatest asset here. I think of the Hall of Fame. I think of the InsurMark Hall of Fame. I think of those advisors that have been with us for a long time, that have contributed to our success and have been loyal and long-term with us. And I think of them. I think of advisors across this great country, from literally Hawaii all the way up to Nashua, New Hampshire, down to Florida and everywhere in between. That, yeah, we get to work with them and it's a great privilege to earn their business. But another thing I think of, and it ties in here, is they become our friends. You know, one of the great benefits of this business is, yeah, there's the business component, but over the years, you find advisors that, you know, maybe like to golf like you do, or deep sea fish, or snow ski. And a lot of times, sometimes those relationships are even intertwined into personal vacations. So I definitely think about the people that are advisors. I think of our carrier partners. Without them, without competitive product, we aren't where we are today. And then I think of all the marketing programs, the tech stack. And then last, not necessarily in any order, is the opportunity that we have. So as an employee of InsurMark, I think I'm a living, breathing, hopefully humble example of, man, you can rise through and you can become a leader and you can have great influence by working hard and being loyal and learning new things. I was told just the other day by multiple people, I'm not the same person I was 15 years ago as far as business goes, but that's because of coaching, learning, teaching, developing. So when I think of InsurMark, I think of fantastic people. I think of Steve and Becky, who took the chance to found the company 40 years ago. You know, we celebrated 40 years. You were at the party, had a great time. And that was, we've celebrated 40 years in July of this year. And I think of the tough struggles that they went through to found the company, and some of the financial issues in the early 80s, you know, grabbing the shoebox. We've all heard the story, and I'm grateful for that. So when I think of InsurMark, long way around, I think of the people both internally and externally, and I think of how blessed that I am, and hopefully that we all are. I think of opportunity to be part of a high-performing team, as you know.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head a lot about upward opportunity within InsurMark, rising through the rankings, and now that leads us to today. So it's almost the new chapter of InsurMark, and you're the captain of the ship. So when You think of Jeff Maxey and really the title of being President of InsurMark. What does that mean to Jeff?
So I've told several people you've heard. I never really, I guess when you're young, I'll go back to kind of the teen days and the early 20s. You aspire for title, you aspire for position, authority. If I go home to my little 10-year-old and he was told, hey, daddy became the president of the company and we're going to do a lot of great things. They think authority. They think, hire, fire. And it's really, okay, that's part of it. But it's really about the ability, back when you're younger, you want a title. So probably in the last 10 to 12 years, I really didn't aspire to title. I aspired to being part of a team. Team kind of took over, and I've had a great privilege of working with a lot of great people that are here at InsurMark today. And once you do more and you say, I'm going to serve more, I want to help remove obstacles. I want to help you accomplish your goals, which in turn will all accomplish our goals collectively. That's kind of what it became. So what does it mean? It means that, we have goals as an organization that collectively we can succeed together. As a leader, you want to remove obstacles. So probably a little bit of a core, if you will, leadership philosophy, if you will. Help people grow. That's what I want to do. And if you help people grow and accomplish their goals, then by nature, you will naturally accomplish yours. So that's number one. Number two, put people in a position to succeed. I want to put you, Jeremy Jhouser, and I could name each senior leadership team member and each employee at InsurMark. I want to put you in a position to succeed. And we all have different strengths. You've been in meetings where I've acknowledged some strengths and weaknesses, and where there's a weakness, there's usually another team member that really has a strength in that area. And so it's putting people in a position to succeed. It's also about being loyal to your company that helped get you where you are, loyal to the teammates that helped get you where you are. It's about loyalty. It's about courage to make the right decision. So not every decision is easy. Not everything can go everybody's way 100% of the time, but you seek guidance, wisdom, and courage to make the right decision. And then you have an ultimate respect for everybody, because everybody can play a role in the company's success. And then my last core deal is that you want to lead by example. Okay, I'm not asking somebody to do at InsurMark probably what I haven't done, or maybe what you haven't done already. So each path, each milestone, each step was almost a precursor. So it gives me great empathy to maybe a sales team member who, you had a rough day. It's okay. I've been there. You get the win, you get the high mountaintop. I want to celebrate with you and be right there with you. But more importantly, during those rough days, I want to be there with you too. To an administrative or an ops person, you are vital to the company's success. I want to give you the technology, the tools, the training to make sure that you can succeed and accomplish your goals as well. And so those are just some key things. What do I think of being president of InsurMark? I'm honored. I'm humbled. I have a core philosophy that I really try to live by. I think of our partners at Simplicity, the goals that we have and the leadership that we have there, knowing some of what's going on and the opportunities that we have in the marketplace. It is a phenomenal place to be, and we have the full backing of our partners at Simplicity. I think of Steve and Becky. I think of, you birthed a baby, and you've now handed that off, and that's I want to make sure that they are part of us going forward in events and etc. So I think of them, and I think what a big milestone that is. And I'm excited about Steve, and I know you had him on here recently and his opportunity. And I told Steve, when you look out in the audience at one of those events and you see me, maybe the Simplicity team or the InsurMark team, I'm your biggest fan. I'm the biggest one that's going to say, I want you to succeed. One, for you. Secondly, for what you did for me. But then thirdly, for the greater good of the organization. So what do I think of? I think of them. And then I think really it's about, lastly, the ability to serve more, to help Jeremy, to help Tony, Randy, and all of our team to accomplish their goals, which in turn will accomplish our collective goals. So that's what it means to me. And that's a long answer, but I wanted to be thorough and speak from the heart on that. I'm honored. And it's not a position that you lord over people. It's a position that you humbly serve in. And yeah, you got to make the decision. And ultimately, I think if when you succeed, it's on you. If you have issues and you don't succeed, it's on me, and we'll recover and we'll try new things again. So, Jeremy, there you go.
Mm-hmm. And what comes to my mind after hearing that, I know I don't know if it's me or if my wife would want to know, but in all honesty, when you walk through the door, did Camden, did Grayson, did they slow clap for you to congratulate you for being the president?
So you might give a little context on that, because that is just a hilarious thing. I hear that at home nowadays, and I think of you. So you want to tell the story, or do you want me to? Go ahead.
I think we'll leave it to the leave it to the audience if they want to in the upcoming events of seeing you. They could ask you about Jeff Maxey and slow clapping, but that's literally a thing that triggered when you started talking about walking through the door and seeing your kids. But I digress. We'll dive back into
that is a funny story. Let's see who asks us about that. We may have some double biz bucks or something for one of them. Or so. What do you think? Have a little fun.
Hey, okay, that's
the first one. Okay, let's do this. The first one that it says, because we want them to listen to the podcast. So the first one on one case in the next 30 days. The first one. So you got to be the first. It's only one advisor. Whoever listens to this and calls you first, you let me know. Okay.
I like that. The new administration
for that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the new administration, they're very giving, as we hear. So that's a good deal, actually. So through your leadership, and we just referenced some of the advisors who listen to this. So what is your message to the advisors, really where we're going, for not just InsurMark, but the ones that are doing business with us today? What's your message to them who are listening to this?
First off, this is to the existing advisors. Thank you for your business. I know you get a lot of solicitations, and we are humbled and honored that you choose to do business with us. It is our job to give you a great experience so that when somebody else calls you, it's not even top of your mind. So first off, I will tell you, thank you. The second thing that I would say is our greatest desire is to help you succeed. And so one of the lessons, and Jeremy and I were talking about this just a few days ago. So we have all kinds of technology, training, tools, sales training. We got it all. We can compete with anyone. And our desire is to help advisors succeed. And one of the things that's really become clear, really, especially in the last 9 or 10 months, and we've said this phrase, and you'll probably hear it a little more and more, is we want to meet advisors where they are. So we want to meet you as an advisor where you are. And we want to help you attain your goals, okay, and take you where you want to go. So we want to meet you where you are and take you where you want to go. Well, we brought on different programs and everything. And in my mind, it's like, hey, everybody can benefit from this, a coaching program, a marketing, a webinar program, whatever. But then I was starting to get calls from top advisors saying, hey, Jeff, I'd love to do this. I just don't have the time, or I'm not there in my business just yet. And so I want to, and I'll do that in a year or so, but that's just not where I am in my business right now. And that triggered for me. We want to meet an advisor where they are. Maybe they're a sole practitioner and that's what they really like to do. Mm-hmm. And we're going to help you get what you want within that to deliver you a great experience. The second kind is an advisor that maybe wants to have a small shop, 2, 3, 4 employees. Well, we have the tools, the training, the processes, the accounting systems that'll help you run that business. Or some, as Michael Kitces calls it, desire an enterprise deal. Well, for some advisors, we've done all of the budgeting and forecasting and some sales processes for them. And so our vision, if you're existing with us, we want to meet you where you are and take you where you really want to go. And then, we want to help deliver or help you build a 21st century business. We've got tech, marketing, training, everything. So what's going to change? Nothing internally, except that we're moving really fast. So I'll tell you, we formed the senior leadership team. I think, Jeremy, this is probably a pretty good time to talk about internally our structure. Mm-hmm. We're moving really fast to implement programs, tools, resources. And this is a great thing because we actually have 7 people on our senior leadership team. I looked at the average this morning as I was kind of prepping for this podcast. Our senior leadership team has tenure from 22 years here at the company down to 8 or 9, with an average of 15 years here at the company. So we have great tenure. And each one of these senior leaders has great strengths in their respective areas. So it goes back to, I want to put you in a position to succeed. Where Jeremy has a strength, you're going to see Jeremy leading in certain areas, or Rob or Seth, Tony, Randy, Jeremy, or Leanne or Pam. There's 7 key leaders in that team. And so we're moving faster to deliver greater experience, technology, tools, resources. And so if you're an advisor with us, that's what we got going. But I'm going to bookend my answer. I started with thank you. I'm going to close with a thank you for your business and your partnership with us.
And what has you most excited about the future of InsurMark with the SLT, but most importantly, really just opportunities for InsurMark as a company in a whole?
So many things. One, the industry is poised for significant growth. Number 2, our people, experienced, mature leaders that, we've got things that they're running with. So we're really moving quick to get more tools and resources for advisors. Not that we've ever lacked it. I don't want to make sure, Jeremy, I come across as, hey, we didn't. We've always done that. And even one of Steve's core philosophies was, let's train advisors. It's just in this environment, we can, with this leadership team, move faster to get more done. An example, we put a meeting together that was very time sensitive in less than 40 days. Normally, I would have said, can't do it. Went to the senior leadership team and said, hey, if you guys can lead this and take this ball and run with it. And I have to say, we're about a month past that event now. I think that was one of the better events that we've ever done because of the ability of multiple leaders to step up. So what has me excited? The industry, our people. And the third thing I think of is at that meeting, and I'll reference that, we have advisors that we know their goals. Because remember, we want to meet them where they are and take them where they want to go. Well, that's also reciprocated back to us. And we had advisors in that meeting say, I want to help InsurMark accomplish their goals. I can't even say that and not just be deeply touched, because we have some fantastic advisors right now that are friends of ours, and we are unified in helping them hit their goals. And when they tell other advisors, we want to help InsurMark get their goals, I am deeply honored and humbled, and we're going to do everything we can to help them. So what has me excited? Not only that, but our carrier partners have innovative product. We have unique technology that we've brought to the marketplace. We're leading in some of that space. So I'm excited, Jeremy, as you know, on many fronts. So
yeah. And I think, and you mentioned some of the advisors, the core relationships we have, some of our top advisors, their willingness to share. And some people now, I mean, we've been bringing on a lot of advisors, new advisors to InsurMark, not the industry, but maybe from a friendly competitor of ours. So what's maybe some advice from Jeff Maxey to a newer advisor who's just getting started with InsurMark?
One, thank you for the opportunity to even talk to you. We know your phone just rings and rings and rings. But number 2, I'm asking you for the opportunity to earn your business. Our mature staff of top professionals in the marketplace today, I know without a doubt can help you grow your business and meet you where you are and take you where you want to go. We would even be glad to have you visit with top advisors with us. I mean, we have great advocates that would say, hey, you're crazy if you don't. And we are honored by that. And so I would tell you, jump in, partner with us, give us that opportunity. And I believe you'll look back along with us and say, hey, this is a really great partnership. And yeah, they have all the tools, the product, the technology, the programs, all of that. But I'll tell you what makes the difference is our people. It's all about the people. They are our greatest asset. And I'm convinced that this team can do anything. Join us, partner with us, jump right on in. It'd be what I would ask.
Yeah. And to your point, there's so many different marketing. There's so much resource on the marketing side, new products that come in, different carriers that we offer, their advisor, development consultant. I mean, literally, there's just so many hats that they have to wear. So yeah, just giving us the opportunity. You hit the nail on the head. What separates us and what we hear is the people, the culture. And as we wrap up here, is there any final thoughts or words of wisdom that we might have missed out on?
I don't have Jeremy. I don't have any aha moments. One, I'm proud to be part of the AMP podcast. This is kind of a cool experience. I know a lot of people have been on, so look forward to that in the future as well. So, any words of wisdom? No, nothing in specific, top of mind. But one of my philosophies is leadership doesn't come, from an authoritative deal. It doesn't come in that something that you hold over people, but rather it really is a genuine opportunity to serve others, serve employees, to serve our advisor clients, to serve our home office carrier partners, because without them, we're not here, to serve our technology vendors, our registered investment advisory partners. And we can do so much so fast in so many ways now because of some of the evolving structure that we have. So I want to create opportunities for employees. One of the greatest joys I had this morning. So there was some email dialogue with a broker dealer and a fellow consultant of yours. And I threw an email out to a principal of a broker dealer and said, hey, would love 30 minutes with you to cover our tech stack, our end-to-end platform. I ran into that consultant in the hall here just a little while ago. And he goes, they've already replied. And I just jumped for joy saying, let's go do this, man. And by putting people in a position to succeed, to accomplish their goals, the company will accomplish its goals if we focus on that. So creating opportunities, helping advisors accomplish their goals. As an advisor, maybe you're a sole proprietor or a sole practitioner, as some call it, or you're an enterprise. If we help you accomplish your goals as an RIA with additional revenue, or a broker dealer with, an evolving regulatory landscape, if we help you navigate those things, we'll accomplish our goals collectively. So I genuinely believe, Jeremy, that InsurMark is poised for growth in this environment and in the years ahead because of the people that we have. And even people, Jeremy, we're actively looking for new team members to join a high-performing sales organization. And so to those employees that are not here yet, come on board. The water's warm and you got great training and great professionalism here. So we're poised perfectly for this environment. And I genuinely believe our team has a genuine desire to help advisors grow their business. And in turn, we will collectively attain our goals. So that's what I have.
Well said. And thank you, most importantly, Mr. President Jeff Maxey, for joining us today. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you to the listener as well for sticking with us, listening and checking in on this week's episode. I do truly believe that the best is yet to come for InsurMark. So most importantly for the listener, stay tuned for upcoming episodes. Make sure you subscribe on your favorite listening device so you do not miss out on any future episodes. Also, make sure to connect with us on LinkedIn and follow us at Jeremy Jhouser to listen to the latest clips and best practices as we share those with our advisors of what's working out there in the marketplace itself. And last but not least, remember, in a world full of betas, be an alpha.